Hi everyone. As we have discussed earlier about the block, in this episode, we'll build a GIF player using a block. Before getting started, let's see a demo of our application. We can see here, once we tap into the button, GIF on the screen will change. Before getting our hands dirty, let's be clear about the block provider, builder, and the listener. Block provider is a Flutter widget which provides a block instance to its children. It is used as a dependency injection widget so that a single instance of a block can be provided to multiple widgets within a subtree. We can create a block instance as shown in the code snippet which has two attributes, create and child. Create attributes requires a function which will have context as its first parameter and it needs to return an instance of the block. Child attribute will contain any widgets like container, stack, column, and etc. Let's have a look over the block builder. Block builder is also a widget which requires a block and a builder function. Block builder handles building the widget in response to the new states. It is very similar to the stream and future builder. As you can see over the code snippet, it has a builder function which contains context and the state as a parameters. In response to the change in state, we will return different widgets as per our requirement. Last but not least, block listener listen to the state change. It can be used to navigate to routes showing dialogues and snack bar. We can see over the code snippet, it has a listener as a first attribute, which requires a functions that has the context and state as a parameter. In response to the change in state, we can show snack bar, dialogues, and navigate to new routes as per our need. Child attribute will return to the widgets as mentioned in the block builder. Now, let's build the app using these components. Before that, let's create a Flutter project. I have cleaned up the Berber code that was generated while creating a project. Getting started with the block, we need a dependency of a Flutter block and equatable from a pub. Let's add the dependency in the pub spec. As you can see, the assets contain some GIF that I have already added which are necessary for our application. Let's include these assets in a pub spec as to create a block boilerplate, we can use a block plugin. You can install the plugins from the marketplace as I have already installed it and I'll skip this portion. You must have installed the block plugin. Let's create a GIF player block. You can see the generated block files for event, state, and the block itself. We will add events first. Here we have an GIF player as an abstract class. We will inherit all events from this class. Before that, let's remove the equatable and constructor we don't need for now. Let's create a class for dance, cry, eat, and sleep events. Let's add the respective sets for events. Now let's add GIF name and tasks as two attributes in the GIF player states and create a constructor. Let's add a GIF name and tasks as two attributes in the GIF player state. Let's remove this GIF player initial event. We won't need this one right now. Props are the attributes of the abstract class equatable which are used to determine whether any two instances are equal or not. You can add as many attributes as you need. Let's add the two attributes in our case. If we haven't overridden the props in the GIF player state, we have to do it in every class. Let's add a sleeping, dancing, crying, and eating state by extending GIF player state. If you are a Mac user, you can override the methods using a shortcut Alt Enter. Let's map those events into these states using a block. Block transforms the events into respective states. Once an event is triggered, the map event to state method gets called. Block requires the initial state while creating its instance, so let's add the sleeping state as an initial state. We will map all the events into the respective states. We are done with the mapping of events into the states in the block portion. Now let's create a home page which consists of block provider first. We'll create a block provider which provides the GIF player block as we have already created. Child will have a GIF page and we will create that one as well. GIF page will contain all the buttons and GIF preview. Let's add a scaffold, an app bar, and a column. Column will have a GIF preview as the first child. Let's create that too. It will contain a block builder which builds every time when the button is pressed. Let's create a block builder which will return an image widget. Let's add the path of the image which has been passed to the state attributes GIF name. Now let's add a button to trigger the events. We'll create a flat button for all. Here we have added text color and shape. In onPressed, we'll get instance of a block by using the block provider.off and we'll add an event. Let's create a button for all events. Now we will see a demo. So far, we have become able to change the GIF state as per a respective event. Finally, we will look over the block listener. We will create a GIF listener widget which will contain the block listener for GIF player block. In the listener, we will have a snack bar which shows the tasks. Alright, let's make some design changes to make it more beautiful. Let's see our final demo. You can see snack bar at the bottom once we tap into the button. So this is the final look of our application. In this episode, we have successfully built GIF player using a block. You can find a complete code link in the description section below. We will come up with the new examples in the next episode. Till then, keep watching.